to Kipping Up with Wrestling!
Welcome to episode 1 of Kipping Up with Wrestling, recorded on October 26, 2017. If this is your first time listening, which it's our first show, I'm betting it probably is. Thanks for giving us a listen. We hope you like it. Subscribe so you don't miss a single one. You can check us out on our website at keepingupwithwrestling.com or any of the really cool kids' social medias at Kipping Up. You can watch us record live every Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on our YouTube channel. And you can join us throughout the week on our Discord channel. All the links are in our show notes. Now, let's get this one on the road.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Jason.
Let's get it in the ring.
Jason.
Hey.
Say hello.
Hello.
How are you doing this week?
I am pumped to talk wrestling.
Yeah. Awesome.
It gives me an excuse to just watch more wrestling.
Yeah. Because, watching it Monday Night Raw, and then Tuesday Night SmackDown, and Wednesday Night NXT, and then catching up with Bellas and Divas on Thursday.
And on Fridays.
And then watching Lucha Underground, Ring of Honor, and New Japan when we can. It's just not enough, especially if there's not a pay-per-view on Sunday.
Yeah.
So.
But I am serious. I'm glad it gives me an excuse. That's no joke.
Joey, how you
What's
doing?
up? Good.
How's things?
Good.
How's your week?
Long, but ready to talk some wrestling.
Woo! All right, Zach.
It's a little nervous about doing a podcast, but I've been thinking about it all week. I'm pretty excited. Just want to talk some wrestling. Had a lot of ideas come up. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm ready to do this.
Cool. Well, I think the one thing I'm kind of bummed we didn't get the show started a little earlier because TLC, we're coming right off of a pay-per-view, so we've got a whole card to talk about here.
Yeah, we got four full days of wrestling to talk about now.
I will totally just admit right here in our first episode, I will use vocabulary incorrectly, and I don't give a fuck. All right, I'll say card and match and things, and
that's fine.
You can correct me, and I won't fix it. It's fine.
You used it correctly.
Okay, because Jason and Zach know from our fantasy football, I will use that's another thing. I'll use terminology completely wrong, and I will not fix it.
It's not your dad's wrestling podcast.
Yeah, this is just funsies, man.
Yeah.
Let's see, the Sasha Banks Alicia Fox match.
That's fine.
Thoughts?
I actually enjoyed it for like a kickoff show.
Yeah.
I'm liking. Well, I liked personally that there were 3 women's matches in a pay-per-view. Because I don't count if things are pre-show or kickoff or whatever. That's pay-per-view started. I don't understand.
It's
almost
still a pay-per-view.
Yeah, it's like saying when games are in beta, but you had to pay for it to get it. It's like it's not in beta, then you sold.
Totally.
It
that
started.
counts.
Yeah.
I like the prominence of the women's division because usually with the women, there's not that many of them. So you just have like the championship feud going on, and they're all kind of wrapped around to that.
Yeah.
It's cool to see more than one angle in the women's division each show and have different rivalries going on. It keeps everything fresh.
Yeah, otherwise, the division's not fleshed out at all. If you're not one of the 2 or maybe 4 people competing for the one title, you didn't have any story development. So it's cool.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I like Alicia Fox's direction.
Oh my god, she is crazy balls.
Fox.
Yeah, I saw her on Total Diva because I watched all the Total Divas and everything like that, and she's has that slight edge about her, but they're taking it and just ramping it up to bonkers level, and I love it. She's pulling it off well.
I didn't like her from Total Divas. And
no, she wasn't.
I think they're leaning into that.
Yeah,
and I kind of like it now.
Yeah, and I'm glad. I don't know, Sasha Banks and Alicia Fox. I'm not really sure they're comparable. If you take Sasha and let her actually go, and do what she's capable of.
That Northern Light suplex, though.
She does nail that.
Alicia.
Yeah, Alicia Fox does have a few good moves, but I do.
Yeah,
like
she's not crappy, but
no, by no means. I like seeing Sasha with other great wrestlers.
Yeah,
they can put on something great.
Yeah, but you gotta have her. That's the problem with her on the pre-show. I mean, you could put Asuka. Put Sasha against Asuka. Asuka's first match. They're gonna keep the Goldberg thing going.
Yeah,
a little bit.
That was cool also to have 2 back-to-back women's matches to start off a pay-per-view. Because it went straight from the kickoff with Alicia Fox straight to the Asuka match.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah, they did.
Huh.
I can't remember.
I didn't even think of that.
I've never seen that.
No, I can't either. I can't remember
Yeah.
last time there was 3. Yeah.
No. Yeah, I think that's a first. Do you want to skip down to the Asuka versus Emma match? Talk about
Yeah,
that then, since it's
I would like
next.
to talk about the Asuka match because
All right.
I really like her character. I really like how they make her as a badass, because she is a badass.
She is, but I felt like that was too competitive of a match. Like she sold for most of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Oh.
Emma made it look competitive. She made it look Emma like Emma was in the match. It was a close one.
And I don't think that was the time to do that.
I agree.
I think Emma needs. I think
Not against Asuka though.
probably not against Asuka, but Emma needs more of a push and more of that vibe that she's a serious contender, because
What do you
she's
mean?
she is way better than they give her
Emelina,
credit for.
that was hot.
Huh?
Emelina was red
Melina
hot.
was such a stupid thing. I'm so glad she didn't do that.
She came out for 5 minutes. No,
Yeah.
She came out and she was like, "Nope."
Nope.
They literally go once, too. For once.
By the way, this is dumb. Make Lana do it.
Exactly. She's hot enough to pull it off.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, Asuka, I love her. I've been watching her from NXT, and no one down there could do anything with her. And I really think they only had her down there for TV experience. And now, like, God, she's just like, she oozes cool. You know, she comes in, she owns that ring. She's fantastic.
She did have some pretty good matches towards the end with Ember Moon.
Yeah,
Their
Ember
last-
Moon.
Yeah, she had good matches with NXT.
Yeah.
Their
Yeah.
last NXT arrival, I'm not sure, it was for SummerSlam, I believe. And she had a match with Ember Moon. It was the best match on the card. Hands
Yeah.
down.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
Yeah,
was a
that
great
was really
match.
good. Yeah.
Best match of the card for sure.
Yeah.
And we were talking about before the show, I'm pretty sure Asuka has one of my new favorite entrance musics. I just think it makes her even sound cooler than she already is.
Yeah, it does. Her whole presentation her style coming down, it all gels together really, really well.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
agree.
I love her. All the colors and wild. Let's see. Cedric Alexander and Rich Swann versus the Brian Kendrick and Jack Gallagher. Now, a lot of people called the Brian Kendrick and Jack Gallagher as winning this one. I did not. Called the Alexander and Swan.
Because you got to get Swan.
Yeah.
Big fantasy points, too.
Big fancy points.
Yeah, if I was in it, I would have. Fantasy points. I'm not in the wrestling fantasy thing. Sorry, but
I'm not gonna lie, I really did not watch this match. That's the one match.
It actually wasn't. It was. I watched it. It wasn't too bad.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was
I
good,
think
cool
Cedric
spots.
Alexander and Rich Swann are some of the best wrestlers.
They're
on the
really
roster.
Oh yeah.
And you
Oh,
want to talk about theme songs? Rich Swann has maybe my favorite theme song going right
Can
now.
you handle this?
It's like hard not to fucking smile when that's coming on.
yeah, I'm already
100%
thinking
agree.
about it. I'm smiling.
And Cedric Alexander probably has one of my favorite finishers too.
Oh, that
Oh
lumberjack
yeah.
looks so fucking good on the right person.
I remember seeing that about 2 years ago in the Indies. It was like a little 6-minute Vine or something going around Twitter.
Yeah.
And it was of him doing it to a girl and absolutely destroying her.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah. Yeah.
It's for some reason the Indies still have the women and guys going at it
Lucha
together.
Underground does that too.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
they
yeah.
do.
Lumbar check looks fucking great. I think it's my favorite finisher right now too.
I have
I
to
agree.
ask, why is Gallagher wrestling in a full outfit?
Because he's a heel now.
But how does he do anything? That seems so restricting.
He's a
and
gentleman.
Does
They're
it?
ge-
They're
they're
not even
genuine.
wrestling shoes made to look like dress
That's
shoes.
what
Those are
they're
real
dress
dress
shoes.
shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't understand how he's doing it, but
Maybe he's adopting the Drew Gulak no-fly zone, so he doesn't need nice shoes.
I'm starting to date Drew Gulak more.
Drew Gulak, he's my favorite fucking person on the roster right now. I spent about an hour going through his Twitter the other day. He is so
he read it
deadpan
to me.
funny.
He read it to me for an hour. I'm like, all right.
His dry delivery is so good.
He did Enzo's what's it called, entrance this week on Raw.
Oh yeah, that was great.
That was hilarious because Enzo lost his voice, and I was starting to fall asleep towards the end of Raw, and then I heard him doing that, and I was cracking up, not even watching the screen.
And Enzo getting pissed because he's saying it wrong, quote
Yeah.
unquote. Yeah. even though he's using proper English. Yeah, I hope it seems like he's getting a push, and I hope he does because I put him on my fantasy team.
I
But
agree. Oh, yeah,
he looks like I feel like he's starting to break out.
I feel like
and
he's
have
on your.
people notice.
I feel like he's on your fantasy team for other fantasy reasons.
I just like Gulak.
I know you do.
It rhymes with attack.
He was on. Yeah, he did have a match on 205 Live this week and won. So
Yeah, that's really gonna help me this week. Ugh.
205 Live is a game changer. Cedric Alexander turned into a hot pick now.
Yeah, it's so weird how our dumb fantasy league is getting decided by 205 Live.
Yeah, it's really disappointing.
Yeah.
Speaking of Enzo, I guess, and Cruiserweight Championship, Kalisto versus Enzo Amore. What'd you guys think of that match? Did you think of that match? I didn't think of that match.
I actually did not see this match.
I saw the
We had
match, but I don't remember.
I don't remember it.
Yeah.
I saw it too.
Just Kalisto is such a good performer, and I feel like it's hard with Enzo. Enzo has all the charisma in the world, but as a singles wrestler, he just can't really hang in the ropes with the 205 Live guys.
No,
it's rough. It's like hard to watch.
He like misses his finisher half the time.
I know,
and it's honestly it's pretty cool finisher, but he just can't even get it down right.
He has a good tornado DDT.
I'll give him that.
That he pops, but that's about it.
He's just super entertaining on the mic. It just gives him a reason to be around. But he worked better in a tag team, I believe. When he
I miss Big Cass and Enzo Amore.
I agree.
I was bummed they never got a title run in NXT or WWE. They should have had at least one.
Yeah, because they were white hot for a little bit.
In NXT towards the end, they were so over.
Mm-hmm. But I went and seen them at the Rollo Music Theater, and they tore down the house. The place went wild when they came out.
I think they broke him up too early.
Yeah, I agree.
I did think though that, and I don't know, it seemed like Enzo was probably going to get they bounced that title back and forth from Kalisto, and it didn't seem like Enzo should have lost it when he did lose it. But whatever. I guess it doesn't matter. Get it back.
I feel like this whole storyline got messed up because Neville left.
Yep,
yeah,
totally.
yeah. It seems like they didn't know what to do, and they had to make some sort of drama or something.
Yeah,
and they rushed Kalisto in, and he won the title immediately.
Yeah, I do like Kalisto being used again. Like that was cool, but just him rushing right back into winning, it was weird.
Yeah,
it was dead.
Disappointing. Yeah. Women's Championship, Alexa Bliss versus Mickie James. What are your thoughts?
I'm bummed Mickie didn't win.
Yeah,
I didn't think she would, but I wanted her to. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
I liked Mickie James when she came back and she had a decent match with Asuka on NXT, and it bothers me the whole feud that she's old compared to the rest of the roster.
There's so many guys that are older than her.
It's just weird.
Tamina's older than her.
Yeah.
It's just so weird to use it. And she's like, what, 37?
Well, it's also sexist, kind of, because they don't use it against the guys ever.
She pointed that out.
If you have a guy that's older, people go, "Oh my god, he's still wrestling. That's amazing." But the second you have a girl, or a female wrestler that's a little older, then everyone's like, "Oh, she's still wrestling." It's like, why is that different? It's still amazing.
Was 60.
Yep.
And Mickie James looks better than half the girls on the roster right now.
Totally,
yeah.
and she's a good, solid wrestler.
Oh,
I think. What is she 37?
37 or 38.
Yeah. What are the Bella twins? They're in their 30s. They're in their early
35.
They're in their
they're
early
mid 30s.
Are they really?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, whatever. All right. It's not an issue. Stop making it an issue.
I want to say Charlotte's not far. She's mid early 30s.
Yeah, she's
not that far off.
Yeah, you think some more would be like, screw you,
Asuka
Alexa.
too. Asuka. I want to say Asuka's 36.
Really?
Oh wow.
Something like that.
Are you making up things?
I'm looking it up now.
Don't click too much. Yeah.
Oh, you're right. She is 36.
Is she really?
36? Okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay, then we had the Crazy Balls matches that were fantastic. We had Finn Balor versus AJ Styles, which needed no build up at all,
really
and it was fantastic. And I love the end. That was fantastic. So
I mean, would have enjoyed a build, but that's what kind of match that you don't really need one.
Not at all.
No, and now that they did that, they can go back to that feud and have a a build up to it, like a proper build up to a match.
Yeah.
That could be me.
I can't hear you. Not
Sax,
come through, buddy.
audio's not coming through.
That might be around Mania time.
Yeah, that would be a good Mania match. I felt like having the death, seems like whoever fused with Bray now just has all the heat killed off him. But it felt like Finn hadn't had a really good match since before his injury. So, like, he needed this.
Yeah.
I think the best thing that ever happened to Finn Balor was Bray Wyatt getting the mumps or viral meningitis.
Totally, because Bray would have
terrible.
won. Bray would have won that match too.
I know.
Yeah.
I do. Oh yeah.
Needed something.
I think as a podcast, we need to say we feel terrible for everyone who is sick because to be
I feel
like
terrible for them.
Yeah, like, but it.
I apologize.
The
for
roster, the TLC roster, made a bit more interesting because some of the stories were not going into it. So,
Agreed.
yeah, that's the politest way.
I was so much more. I was so much more excited for the pay-per-view once those changes happened.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I had
definitely.
to say.
Second match, the TLC match. Can we just like why they need to change the name of TLC? Like, because tables, ladders, chairs. Like, it seemed like they had to force it in because it seemed like they wanted to have a pay-per-view, but tables, ladders, chairs are kind of overdone or not. They're passe now. It seemed like no one really got them out, and even in that match, it was like, well, we gotta.
Because there weren't any actual TLC matches, like ladder matches or anything in it. So.
Yeah, so it was like really weird.
They'll have a chairs match,
yeah,
match, and like
yeah.
And TLC, and I feel like a TLC really loses its luster if there isn't a belt above the.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Creates a lot more tension when you just have TLC. That's kind of.
It was just like, well, let's smash stuff.
Yeah. It's basically just a no DQ match.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, Kurt Angle versus The Miz, Sheamus, and Cesaro, Braun Strowman, and Kane.
Yeah.
Sorry, Kane, but why?
Yeah, but why though?
I did not need Kane in that match. Did anyone need Kane in that match?
I kind of immediately thought, oh, he's there to turn on Braun.
Yeah.
Because.
But I don't care about that either.
You knew the Shield was going to win that match, and for them to win, Braun has to be incapacitated somehow.
That's why
thinking that or Roman Reigns. I feel like maybe Kane was coming back to avenge his brother.
Because of Undertaker.
So Roman Reigns being knocked out of the match could have hindered what they were supposed to do in that match.
Yeah, that's true.
So I'm not sure if it was something to go along those lines. But now they even have set up that if Braun Strowman retires Kane, they've always talked about having an Undertaker Braun match if Undertaker's not really retired. Undertaker Braun, but I don't know.
It's a lot of ways you could go with that.
Exactly. What'd you think of Kurt Angle coming back?
I was pumped. His dumb, goofy face wearing that Shield gear just popping up behind him. It was really cool.
Looks so happy to be there.
He looked happy, and he also looked super
scared
nervous.
to death at first. Like he's just like, oh god.
He took a running power slam from Braun Strowman through a table.
Yeah, so there were a couple times early in the match. I'm like, oh, they're not going to really let him do much. But then he did more than I thought he would.
He's 48 with a bad neck. That's kind of
a
worst spot you could do first time back in the ring.
Tables, ladders, chairs.
Let's just throw Kurt Angle in there. I did read that they tried to ask Jericho to be in there first, but Jericho couldn't because of Fozzy engagements.
Oh, well, yeah, that would have been cool, but nowhere near.
Exactly. Kurt Angle hasn't wrestled in 11 years.
Yeah.
WWE.
The highlight of that whole match has to be just when he comes back off the ramp and you
and him fucking doing the angle slam. I think was it Cesaro?
Yeah, Cesaro through the table, right?
And like his leg almost hit like the crowd. Like it was a nasty looking slam.
See, he put Kane in the ankle lock. That was awesome.
And he had a great, like he always does, but yeah, like really looked like he was wrenching it. That was cool. I love the spot. It was really dumb, but I like the spot where all the chairs fell on Braun.
Oh, I like that. It was a good visual. Yeah.
It's so dumb.
You never see that. Like, it's very hard to have a match, like a gimmick match like that, and not do something that hasn't been done before.
Yeah.
So
I don't
why it's
remember
cool.
seeing that.
I have not seen chairs fall from the sky.
And the replay was really cool because there were so many chairs.
You
They
think
got
they
it-
put those up first for that, or they seen those hung up? They're like, we could probably do something.
Yeah,
I don't know
it
because
seemed
it
like-
looked like a safety issue because Kane just kind of pulled it like a lamp and they all came down.
Well,
Like, is that how it's supposed to come down?
It seemed like they were prepared for that to come down because there were like 5 different angles like set up camera wise for the
Yeah,
for us
I
to
think
get
there's a camera in the
replays.
pit.
Yeah, like
I think they knew it was
I
going to
think
happen,
they
and you
were-
didn't see
they were set
Braun
for
during that period. So
Yeah.
I wondered if he had moved or something
they filmed like
He had to slip out.
14
Yeah.
of those falling.
because they didn't show him until minutes later, and then it was like his arm sticking out of the chairs.
I thought that he died when he got put in the garbage truck.
I-
I was thinking, there's no way to fake that.
That was
Braun
so
Strowman
that
sounded
was
like
so
toys.
dumb. And there's a time where it looks like Miz is kind of like, "What did we do?"
There were a couple times like in that one, and then I think it was on SmackDown where he was like, he just had this face like he's questioning like, what am I doing with these people?
Yeah, it looked like a surreal moment.
Yeah.
An existential crisis
What am I
set
doing
in.
here?
Then he got over it.
Yeah.
That should have been the first segment of Raw the next day. Was the Miz doing like Miz TV?
Oh,
and
is
just
that
getting arrested on the spot.
Yeah,
Murder.
like you murdered a man last night.
What do you
That's
mean?
not okay.
You put him in a trash compactor on live TV.
And crushed him.
Oh yeah, the Mrs. Raw brand, isn't it? Sorry, I never
Yeah.
remember whose brand. They switch it, and it messes me up.
Well,
Sorry.
Miz did switch earlier in the year.
Yeah.
So,
True. It's pretty cool. I've listened to Sam Roberts has all his wrestlers, like he has all the action figures, and he sets them up according to show. He'll have, like Raw on one side.
That's
SmackDown
brilliant
on
cheat
one side.
sheet. Yeah,
Yeah, so that's pretty cool.
good idea. Speaking of Raw
Sammy Brand muffins. Sorry.
or Sammy Brand muffin, let's see. They had the AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins beating the Miz, Cesaro, and that was weird seeing AJ come on Monday when
That
he
was cool.
just wrestled Extra Sunday, and he's not on that brand. And then he was on SmackDown. Like, give the man a break.
He's a workhorse
And he
right now.
was
Yeah.
wrestling in, where were they? Argentina?
Chile.
Chile?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He supposedly had food poisoning.
Oh my God.
I don't know if that's true, but I read
Yeah.
that.
Just-
14-hour flight
let's just
home,
say
too.
it's
Yeah.
a fact. Yeah.
He's
It's like Chuck Norris.
It was it was cool to see AJ Styles on Raw. Anytime he comes around, I get excited.
He was wearing the red pants too. That was
Yeah,
a nice touch.
He came prepared.
Thanks for everything.
Which made sense later in the show why he was
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Was cool.
Yeah.
yeah.
Then they had the Kane versus Finn Balor.
Uh,
How do?
I don't even want to talk about it.
Well, we're gonna. That's why we're here, sir.
I'm very pissed. I don't know why. I know, like as soon as Finn was announced as his competitor, I'm like, he's gonna lose because they're building up Kane to fight Braun, and they're not gonna make him look weak. But you could have done anyone else in that spot.
I don't
and
know
they
if
would've-
we're go ahead.
It just like you could have had Dean Ambrose go out there, and it wouldn't have really hurt Dean Ambrose.
That's true.
True. I don't know if they're going to try to make a demon versus demon type stipulation or try to make that work. But the fact that he's 48, he's come back for a week and he's just beating Finn Balor after
Yeah.
Finn Balor has one of his best performances of ever being on the WWE roster.
Yep.
Probably his most high profile match. Then he loses to Kane. The next
And he
night.
didn't even like win dirty. He just flat out beat his ass.
Yeah,
Clean.
Yeah, chokeslammed him 3 times.
it was real fun.
It's
Watch.
upsetting.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it was trying to like boost his points in the mayoral race. That's the only thing I can think of.
Maybe
It's got to be it.
Yeah.
Yep. That's how you do it.
That's how you win. And I thought this was a typo, but then I realized, nope, they did it again. Asuka versus Emma. Why not just? You saw it last night.
They always
Let's
repeat
do
like
it
80% of the
again.
matches.
Hate
Oh,
that
yeah.
so much. Like we just saw this.
And
Oh.
I was hopeful just a little bit that Asuka would come out today and just, or that time and just destroy her. But no, it was like the same thing.
There's no reason for that match.
One
Too
thing-
Like she barely
Yeah, there was
won.
no reason. The one thing I will say about Asuka though, like she doesn't Goldberg through people, and she could, and she always puts on an amazing show because she is making that other person look like a competitor. And I'm not saying Emma's not a
Yeah.
competitor,
I
but
don't
I'm
think-
saying in any
Her debut
any-
wasn't the time to do that. I don't think though.
I think
it should have been.
does that. She always makes.
I think. True, but you're exposing her for the first time to 99% of the audience hasn't seen her.
Yeah.
I feel like you should have kind of had her destroy her.
They should have fed her somebody besides Emma. I feel like Emma, they've been trying to push her a little bit in recent months. So just having anybody that had a chance and making it look like she had a chance kind of diminishes Asuka's.
Yeah, give her Dana Brooke.
Oh yeah.
What's Dana Brooke been doing? They should have had Dana Brooke in there. 2-second match.
Yeah,
she looks dominant.
Yeah. Poor Dana Brooke.
Yeah, she's been going through some tough times.
Because we're all just like, yeah, defeat her, Dana Brooke.
Well, she'd be on TV at least.
Yeah.
Jason Jordan versus Elias.
Same
Guys,
match we had 2 nights in a row.
Like that?
I like Elias. But...
I like Elias more than I like Jordan.
I'm the same on that one.
Yeah.
That's a pee break. Sorry. Brock Lesnar. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, Elias probably has one of the coolest t-shirts, though. Have you guys seen his t-shirt?
The Walk with Elias? Or
It says Elias World Tour, and on the back has all the dates of the Raws he's been at.
Oh, that's awesome.
Cool. Yeah, so
I haven't seen
that's
that.
the only reason I kind of like it. Like him.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
He gets tons of heat.
Oh yeah, people generally hate him.
And I think I was telling Shannon, if they keep letting him do this for a while, that will turn into the crowd cheering him.
Exactly. I think they should keep
going
with him.
What was the one pay-per-view? He came out, he didn't even have a match. He just came out and sang 2 songs, and the place went nuts. Was it Baltimore? What was the pay-per-view in Baltimore? I can't think of it, but that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't this one where Jason Jordan was just throwing salad at him?
No, I didn't. It was like mixed, but I forgot it was a pre-show, and literally people are just he's telling them Baltimore sucks. Baltimore.
They're like, it does.
Yeah.
Jeez.
We do suck.
I hate it here too.
He's got us.
He's got our number.
He's been here. He knows us.
Thinking the truth, man. Let's see. We had Brock Lesnar accepting Jinder Mahal's challenge.
Great promo by Paul Heyman, though.
He's fantastic.
He's the best
I
of the
love
best.
him. Yeah.
That match is gonna suck, but
that promo was the best part of that whole. It's gonna be the best part of that whole challenge.
Now I have a scenario for you guys. Now,
Okay.
just hear me out. What if Jinder wins?
Then
That'd be awesome.
No.
Just because, so you're
'Cause
not.
no one would see it coming. And
Well,
it'd be
yeah,
hilarious.
but you're not a Brock fan. Then I'm taking
It just
it.
No, I am.
destroy.
I like Jinder more at the moment because it's just like, everyone's like, it's just like, why? Like,
Yeah, but why though?
yeah, why does he keep? Yeah, but why? Really, why though? No, he just keeps winning.
Yeah, he's not good. Like, there's clearly better wrestlers on the roster.
Yeah.
Like,
I thought it was kind of funny at first, but now it's just like, you've beaten Nakamura multiple times.
yeah.
Do you think that are doing that to give him real heat?
I don't know. I think it's just making
I think they think
Nakamura
it
look
will.
terrible.
Yeah.
It's giving real heat because that was the only time at TLC when I was generally pissed off. Not TLC.
Yeah.
Hell in a Cell.
But
And he's another one. He messes up his finisher half the time.
Oh yeah.
And it's like a pump handle slam. Or something. Or I can't remember what it was, but it's so stupid.
But don't you think, like, for people who never watched NXT, people who are just watching the main roster wrestling, Raw and SmackDown, don't you kind of think that they have to be like, oh, why are we watching this guy? He sucks.
Yeah. What was the big deal?
Yeah. They're not going to get why he's so
yeah.
great because they haven't
I totally
shown
agree.
I
why.
agree because all of us got into him early at like NXT. Like I'm sure you guys have all seen his Sami Zayn versus.
That was a great
Nakamura.
match.
Yeah, so everybody that kind of was into wrestling more, that watched NXT, knows how great he is. So we kind of just know he's great on Raw, but everybody doesn't know how great he is.
It's a secret.
Like he had that great match with John Cena, but it was like it should have been at a pay-per-view or something. It was on a regular SmackDown, and it was a great match, and Shinsuke beat him, but it's like didn't get enough exposure.
And at that match too, I felt like they finally let him. They took the handles off him and let him go full strong style. I feel like they're like not letting him go 100% of what he's comfortable with, and it doesn't convert on TV. Like at the pay-per-view at the Hell in a Cell when we were there, it was like it looked cool and it was a fun match to watch. But I'm sure watching back on it, there's probably some spots where you're just like, it's like because he doesn't sell a kick or anything. He legitimately kicks a guy.
Mhm.
So I mean, if he's faking it, or I don't, I'm gonna rant. I lost myself, guys.
No, you're
Sorry.
good.
I agree.
I'm just upset.
Yeah, it was very upsetting. I will say I like Jinder Mahal's entrance. That's the nicest.
Oh, his entrance is fucking
That's the
great.
nicest thing I can say about the guy.
Carpet coming down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I actually like the Singh brothers, and I'm really bummed that they're not on 205 Live.
They were great in the
'Cause they were-
Cruiserweight Classic.
The Cruiserweight Classic, I liked them.
I listened to I'm not sure whose podcast it was, but the Singh brothers were on there, and it was pretty cool. They seemed like cool guys.
Yeah, they do sing. I think they might have been Jericho's podcast or something.
I think so.
Yeah,
And
they
then,
were cool.
I
for
do.
the Survivor Series match that they're having. There's rumors that either Cena, Rock, or Austin might be the special guest referee because they want Ginger to be just in the ring with somebody.
To legitimize them.
Exactly.
There's cheering. It's not for him, but there's cheering.
Exactly. If they have like Austin in there and he doesn't give somebody a stunner, they're gonna be pissed.
Jinder will get a stunner.
Exactly. So yeah, we'll have him in there. That'd be cool.
I would
That
cheer.
doesn't make you like Jinder more. Just makes you hate him.
No.
I don't know.
No.
Just not a fan of the idea. It'd be cool, but storyline wise, I'm not a fan.
Yeah.
One thing I thought was probably my favorite thing of the night was that Alicia Fox defeated Sasha and Bailey, which I can't believe I'm saying this, but she became the captain of Raw's Women's Survivor Series team, and she just was like went out there, and at first like I was thinking, well, no, I want Sasha or Bailey to be it, but she just goes out there with this crazy character, and I'm like, what if she won? Yeah, I want her to win.
I want 4 weeks of storylines of her being the captain.
Nuts! Yes.
I
Demanding
like it,
insane things.
but I have Sasha on my fantasy team.
Oh,
and
I see.
It's not even fun when like Sasha.
We're
loses.
ruining wrestling by
You are. You know what? That's not cool. That's not good podcast material. You have ulterior motives, sir.
I know. There's collusion here. There's collusion. But I was like pleasantly surprised. I was mad because of that, but I was like, "Oh, Lisa Fox, change of pace." Everybody thought it was going to be Bailey or Sasha.
Yeah, I think the storyline's much more interesting if it's her,
Yeah.
Alicia.
Surprised they're going with that. Honestly, bold.
Like I said, we have so many different women's storylines going on right now. It's really cool. That's completely separate from Mickie James.
Yeah.
And,
Totally.
Alexa Bliss. You usually don't have two different. Like, there's so many good women on the rosters right now. It's cool to have a lot of rivalries like that.
Yeah. Yeah, and we're gonna talk about NXT coming up here. They had 17 chicks in the ring for that Royal Rumble. Like 17
Battle Royal,
women wrestlers. Yeah. I'm sorry, what did I say?
Royal Rumble.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's the same thing.
I said the same
pay-per-view.
thing talking to Zach earlier too.
I
so don't worry about
apologize.
it.
I apologize. But before we get to that, Team Lucha defeated the Zo Train, and I didn't.
Nope.
I mean, good for them. They're nice guys.
I wanted Drew Gulak to get a win.
Yeah. Why?
Because I really like him.
Yeah, I really didn't. I
You're
think
in
this
love
was
with them.
my pee break. I really didn't pay attention to this match.
Yeah.
I listened to Gulak talk.
I listened to the intro.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
We're gonna talk about SmackDown, and now I miss half of SmackDown because I have class until late. So,
And
what?
I missed all of SmackDown.
Oh.
So I'm with you on that one.
I do want to hear then, Jason and Zach, what happened with Shane McMahon and Sami Zayn?
Oh, Sami Zayn cut the best
Really?
heel
I want to
promo.
see it.
But it was so good because he wasn't not being Sammy.
He's
He
still
was-
himself while being.
Yeah.
You can tell he's the same character, just doing different emotions.
Yes.
Everything that he's doing makes sense. He's pulling it off great.
Yeah,
Probably
he's the
gonna-
good guy, but he's being a douche.
Exactly. I really like the storyline. Kevin Owens is probably one of my top 3 favorite wrestlers on the roster right now. So
Yeah.
like, having all 3 of them in the storyline right now, fantastic.
And I love the little twist of just Kevin's so proud of Sammy. And like now, like he was like letting him go first or whatever, and that's totally opposite of KO. That it was so good.
So,
It's nice having Kevin Owens have another best friend around.
Yeah.
yeah. So, what did Shane say to Like, it's awesome, but you didn't tell me what happened. Sorry.
Sammy was saying that they did what they did, and he doesn't have to like Shane or anything like that, but Shane really needs him on the SmackDown Survivor Series team, and Kevin, and they are gracious enough to do it. So Shane said no, absolutely. Well, it was a weird delivery because he's like, I actually don't want you, I don't need you, but if you want it, Shane.
Oh, okay.
But if you want a spot, you have to win a match against Randy Orton. So it was like, okay, you just say you didn't want him, but so it was basically just set that up.
Yeah, by putting him against Randy Orton, he basically still said he didn't want him.
Yeah. Which ended up being an interesting match. But yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah. I didn't see the
match was okay because Sammy got the win, I believe, right?
No.
Oh no.
No, Randy won.
Randy did, and then Kevin came out.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought. It looked like Randy actually tried to cheat because that's just Randy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, shocker.
No,
Yeah, right.
no. Oh,
yeah,
wait.
it is.
Sorry, the cat's trying to climb my new office chair and gonna claw it up because it's not made to be climbed.
The cat only
claws.
wants to jump up there when she's podcasting.
I used to have this big fabric chair, and he would jump on the back and everything, and it was fine because it was this old fabric chair. He could claw his way up, but now I have like a really nice chair, and I'm like, no, you can't claw on that.
My chair has no back to it. It's pretty uncomfortable.
The Shelton Benjamin, Chad Gable defeated the New Day. Are we happy about this?
Yeah. I love Chad
Gable.
Yeah! Yeah!
I like New Day too, but I mean, let someone else in the title picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I like Chad Gable.
I
like the Gable Cuddies a lot.
I'm a little bummed because I could really watch Usos and New Day for the rest of the time.
Yeah.
I'm very sad to see that feud kind of. I'm sure they'll reimburse it or whatever, but
it's like the one time they don't just burn something down to the ground, like no, you can keep doing that.
Yeah.
The New Day is strong enough to accept that, like to get a loss and doesn't hurt their stock.
Yeah, they don't need it. They don't need the title right now.
Exactly. So I do like that. Let the new team get in there, then give New Day maybe a new. They'll probably end up going at it with the Bludgeon Brothers when those people come back.
Oh yeah, well they'll be feuding with Breezango, right?
Oh yeah, true. Probably.
Yeah, maybe the Ascension gets a shot.
Ooh.
Oh yeah,
little Victor action.
I need him. He's on my fantasy team. Hasn't done shit this year.
Oh my god, I am loving Ascension. I never thought I'd say that, but they are adorable.
Did you guys watch them at NXT at all?
Yeah.
I did not.
I caught kind of the tail end of their run. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. But
they were
the most
over?
dominant tag team. Oh, the best tag team on the roster.
Yeah,
they were super over.
Really?
How depressing is that to be like we are the champs, we're the best, and you come up and it's like, by the way, you're always the jobber.
Pretty much.
Devastating because when they first, I remember when they first came out, and they just totally ruined them right from the start.
Yeah, they
gave them a chance. Job
almost immediately. Yeah.
I wonder why, like how that works.
I think Vince didn't see them as anything else except to put other people over.
Well, I'm glad they're getting at least a comedic push.
Mm-hmm.
Because Fandango and Tyler Breeze.
What's their favorite band? Eddie Money?
Eddie Money. They went saw Eddie Money. They got the tickets.
And tried to hide it.
Yeah. But Fandango and Tyler Breeze too. They're not exactly pushed much.
They need to be.
Oh, they're great. I love them. I love the rolling. Like there's no defense for it.
Oh, Tyler. Yeah. And Tyler Breeze. I loved his NXT run, and he is such a good wrestler. And I wish they'd give him an opportunity to show it.
I liked when him and Summer Rae were a thing, too. It was obnoxious.
Okay for a bit, but he was feuding with Dolph, and those feuds are always dead.
Oh no, I like that one.
Is Dolph like relevant at all?
I'm sad because I really like Dolph, but I really hate what he's doing right now.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna like it at first.
I just bummed out with Dolph.
I like when he was being a good guy and just super cheesy. Like the one time they were cutting away from an interview he did, and he was on the phone. And he goes, "Yeah, Mom, hi. No, I didn't win, but I tried real hard."
Yeah, I remember that.
I was like, "Oh, I love you."
he doesn't pull off bad guy that well, at least in this tone. He's not
I don't
pulling
think
it off.
so. I think he was more effective as a good guy when they pushed him. And he had that last little push, what was it, last SummerSlam against Dean for the title? And he was fine in that and a couple feuds before, but if he doesn't get pushed, then he's not going to get over either way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's middle card or jobber to the champ guy.
Yeah, he can put on great matches too, which is the most frustrating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's a great wrestler.
Oh God, his one performance in the Survivor Series elimination, like when he was the last, I think that's when Sting debuted.
Oh yeah,
that was so he worked his ass off. He was so fucking good.
I know. That's a bummer.
That's sad. So, be care that Sin Cara defeated Baron Corbin? Not really. It was a qualification.
DQ, right?
Yeah.
Is that 2 weeks in a row now?
Yep.
By DQ.
Why is he beating up on Sin Cara? Like, I don't understand.
They're building a feud.
Are they?
No.
Yeah.
What are your guys' thoughts on Baron Corbin? Do you guys like him?
I don't know.
There's potential, but it seems to fall flat. Like they can't find. It seems like he's got this great attitude, and he's really smart about his promos, like when they were doing Talking Smack or whatever it was. But the problem is he doesn't seem to find a good counterpart to give it back.
He never has. He doesn't have a match that I've ever. He has a couple good looking spots, deep six in the end of days, but he. Like a match from start to finish, he's just I can't think of one that he's in that I like.
Yeah, I hate that spot he does where he runs out of the ring and then he immediately turns back in on the other side of the ring post. I hate when he does that every time.
It's like Ambrose's.
Bouncing. Clothesline.
I like that.
I liked it the first 80 times.
To me it's like a Family Guy joke where they burn it into the ground and then finally it's like I'm laughing again.
Those are the period where it's not funny, then just okay, it's funny again.
Yeah, all right, you got me. Let's see, what's another thing that happened? I heard that Jinder Mahal responded to Brock Lesnar's acceptance. Did anything happen?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Jinder gave one of his monotone promos.
Yeah.
All right. Everyone fell
speaks
asleep.
in the same cadence, and yeah.
I did walk in when AJ Styles was beating up on one of the Singh brothers. And I'm like, why are you picking on him? Like, I did not understand why that was happening at all. Like, anybody?
AJ had two rough nights in a row, but they had to put him on TV, so they gave him a squash match.
Yeah.
For 5 minutes.
I hope they
It's just building up because he's got a title shot with Jinder coming up, right?
But I hope
and that's just at a SmackDown, right? It's not on a pay-per-view. It can't be because Survivor Series is next.
Is Jinder versus AJ for the title?
I thought they were building up some match between the two.
They can't be for the title because they've already challenged Brock Lesnar.
Right, but that's non-title, and that guarantees
Oh, okay.
And that guarantees Jinder will be champ anyway.
Till then.
By then, yeah. I don't know. Never mind. Maybe I made that up.
Yeah.
But I thought last week they said AJ was going to get a title shot.
I hope so.
I don't know.
I just don't like the Singh brothers getting. They should be on 205 Live.
They should be a tag team.
Yes, they do. Tag team in 205 Live.
I say they don't deserve to be beaten up.
Oh, I thought they deserve to be in 205 Live.
Yeah, I like them a lot.
Yeah.
They're getting good experience in this role. I mean, you did get to wrestle AJ Styles, kinda. But once they get back on 205 Live or become a tag team again, I think they'll kind of hit more of a stride.
I hope so. Let's see. Becky Lynch defeated Carmella, Naomi, Tamina, and Charlotte, captain of the SmackDown Women's Survivor Series team.
Good. Becky needs to do some.
I'm gonna marry Becky Lynch one day, so I really hope that she can continue.
You told her you loved her.
I did. Every SmackDown I go to, I yell, "I love you, Becky." She always looks at me, I think.
Yep.
So
no, she does.
I know she does. But I'm glad to see that she won. Makes me happy. She's a last kicker.
Yeah, she's been in the background too much lately.
Yeah, I don't feel like I feel like NXT really gave the women's division time to have great matches, and we're getting more time, more slots. Like we got 3 slots on this last pay-per-view, so I don't want to complain too much, but at the same time they need time to develop that in-ring story. where they're really going at it, and you have some female wrestlers who can really put that show on, and it just seems like you're not using that. Like, show the people who don't watch NXT what this could be, and that's where I get frustrated. Randy Orton defeated Sami Zayn. We kind of already talked about that. And there was... Oh, did we talk about the SmackDown assault, like the assault on Raw? We didn't really talk about that, did we?
I think we missed Under Siege.
Yeah. It was the first thing, and I was going to go back to it, and I didn't go back to it. So, but we're still talking about SmackDown, so we can still talk about it. So, SmackDown, had Raw under siege, and they just ran in and beat everybody up, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what happened. We talked about it.
I've heard a lot of mixed reviews about that. I heard a lot of people did like it. Some people don't like it. I wasn't bad. I enjoyed it.
I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Did you?
I don't know. I think it was my inner 9-year-old. I love that whole. I watched that thing on YouTube probably 5 times this week in the past 2 days. Loved it.
It pulled off because they'll every once in a while have a big brawl that feels different and it feels like a special occasion, and it did feel like a special occasion.
Just before
I think the best line I saw was somebody joking that the next day at SmackDown, Raw should send their roster because it'd be biological warfare because some of them might be sick. But didn't happen.
That's terrible. I like it. I was just like, okay, the whole brand versus brand thing, I'm a little jaded, I guess. This is where my perspective is like, I feel like they're trying to like kind of grab some of that old spirit of the Monday Night Wars, and it just doesn't work because it's all the same company, and it's totally obvious because when people get sick, you can pull AJ whatever side you want, so it's not really like the same deal, and it's all just inner publicity stunt, and it shows that they're not really into the spirit of that sort of thing, really, when you have, I don't know, Bullet Club showing up and you hack them with the cease and desist for doing the same thing, right?
Totally agree.
So I feel like it's kind of just
double
like
standard.
Well, it's just like, this isn't really an Under Siege or whatever. This is just
no, it's fake.
Yeah, it's a story, okay, which is fine, but it's like, I don't know. We were there for like the real ones, and it was like that's what made it awesome. It was like, oh my god, they're really outside the freaking headquarters,
Yeah.
Did you guys happen to catch that? Being the Elite, the invasion of Raw by Bullet Club.
I saw it afterwards. Like I didn't see it live. I didn't.
Oh, me neither. But watched it after. It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, those videos are great. They do.
Yeah, I started to watch them all.
For people who don't know what we're talking about, Bullet Club is a group of wrestlers. They wrestle for New Japan and Ring of Honor, and it's kind of like a stable, but some of them wrestle for one and some wrestle for the other, but they're a group of friends, I guess you would say. That's kind of like this loose collective,
kind of parodying NWO.
They totally parody NWO. They say too sweet, and they do a little sign and everything, and they got a cease and desist to not do the thing because it's owned by WWE. One sweet. And if you don't know, like AJ Styles and Finn Balor and the tag team, I'm blanking.
Oh, Young Bucks.
No, the ones in WWE.
Carl Anderson.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah.
Carl's and Anderson.
Yeah. They were all in Bullet Club before they came to WWE, but they're like, it's this weird thing where they're not allowed to say they're in Bullet Club now because WWE doesn't own it. So
because New Japan owns Bullet Club and WWE owns Too Sweet. It's really
weird. But even though New Japan owns Bullet Club, they let Ring of Honor. They
have an agreement.
They agree that it's okay in the spirit of whatever. So it's weird. It's a little weird, and it's a little, to me, that's a little more reminiscent of the Monday Night Wars type of stuff that used to happen. So
it's really cool, and the fact that Finn Balor used to be the leader, that was the leader, and Adam Cole was part of it. Now they're on WWE, but you still have Kenny Omega, who's probably top 5 best wrestler in the world right now.
Kenny Omega is amazing. Yeah,
I know Kenny Omega of Young Bucks.
Okada.
Okada.
Yeah.
I think Hangman Page, if you guys know who that is,
Mhm.
I think he's going to be one of the if he comes to WWE, I think he will be one of the biggest stars ever.
Yeah.
I feel like he has that charisma. I really like
Mhm.
Hangman Page and Marty Scurll.
There's no Flip Gordon, but yep.
I love him. I love that guy.
Some say he's still flipping to this day.
Let's see here. I think we covered all of SmackDown. NXT, there wasn't. Let's see. I already mentioned the 17 women's championship qualifying battle royal. Nikki Cross won. I was really bummed because I wanted
Billy Kay.
Kay to win, but
The iconic duo.
Yeah.
Them both being in the match would be interesting. But
yeah, Peyton and Billy Kay. I don't know. I used to really dislike them, and they have. That's one of those things where like eventually it grows on me, and I was like, nope, I love it now.
yeah, they're awesome.
Did you guys see the NXT matches or?
I did. I watched the whole NXT. I did watch the women's royal. That was cool. I thought Mercedes Martinez was gonna win there. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was rooting for what's her name? I can't think of her name right now. She was she's like the 5th woman out. She was like just out of the last 4. I can't think of her name right now, but
She on NXT roster, or was she from the? Okay.
she was from the. I saw her from the Mae Young. I don't know
Okay.
I don't remember. I can't think of it right now. Should did my research. Sorry.
That's all right.
That's all right.
There were some people from the Mae Young competition who I was hoping to never see again, and they were on there, and I'm like, oh, I don't like her. I don't like Lacey, and I don't like I don't know her. I forget her name, but they call her the EST, and she hits people with her hair.
Oh yeah.
Bianca Belair.
Like,
No, yes.
Yeah, she was in it really long.
She's
too.
a good wrestler, but what that hair thing is just I can't. I mean, obviously that's the design of it. I hate it, but it's so disgusting.
And then when she put her hair in that bun at the end of the match, I was like, you know what? I can get on board with this.
You don't mind if it's in a bun, or you like that?
I just don't like how it's just dang. I feel like it's a safety hazard.
I don't like when she's just whipping people with her hair. I was like,
you want OSHA to get involved?
Yeah,
Dangerous work environment.
like it.
It'll be funny during a match, an inspector comes down. This is all wrong.
Yeah.
I didn't watch NXT, but I've heard all you guys talking about the Aleister Black Velveteen Dream match.
One of the best feuds going right now.
For our listeners, if you don't watch NXT, Aleister Black is like, I don't know, he's just this really dark character. He's super, I wouldn't say evil, but definitely dark.
Kind of
right?
goth.
Kind of goth. And he comes up, he's got this amazing intro or entrance and everything, and he comes in, and then if you don't know who Velveteen Dream is, it's kind of like they took Prince, but then flipped a few things as well.
Kinda
like it's
made it
not
gold
total
dust.
Prince.
Yeah, Prince is gold dust.
He's an exotica type of wrestler. Yeah, and so
very flamboyant.
Yeah, and these two have been like, I don't know. I would say more like Velveteen Dream is feuding. Like he really wants Aleister Black,
because he wants Aleister Black to acknowledge him
and
as a like a peer, and Aleister Black won't.
Yeah, but he has.
They did great storytelling. He looked at him at the last second as Velveteen Dream was leaving. And I really like the storytelling of Aleister trying to hit the Black Mass kick, and then Morrow pointing out like Velveteen's the first one to not get hit by it. So these guys haven't even wrestled like at all yet, and I'm pretty pumped for what I'm assuming is their takeover.
Yet?
No. Aleister Black was coming in for a match that didn't exist. Like it was one of those things, he was having an entrance, but like there was nothing on the
That's
card.
how it's always been with them.
and then just in camera, like Velveteen Dreams just pops up behind him.
It's a great
visual.
visual.
Just like, oh.
And it was like that thing, like a second before it happened, I'm like, Velveteen Dream's is gonna show up. Like, like had that feeling, the way it was framed in the shot and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, that was some good stuff. I love NXT and how they do a lot of their storytelling is a little bit different than the WWE.
It's more organic. Like Drew getting interviewed and what's her name? And Andre Santa Almas's manager, like coming up to him getting interviewed. It's like a natural way instead of just opening up with them in a fake office in the back, like talking, there was a premise for them.
I was the first I've caught of that. How soon did that angle just start? Was that just last week it started?
No, it was a couple weeks ago. It was when Andre won. He beat, I believe, Johnny Wrestling for like a title shot, I think.
I just caught the first of that angle last night. I'm really digging that storyline.
Yeah, or it wasn't for a title match, but yeah, Andre's been calling him out. And yeah, so then Drew said this week, if he wants a match, he has to come tell me because it's always been through her. So yeah, it's decent. And I'm glad Andre's getting a push because I think he's a really good wrestler. And he
had a real that match was really cool. Was really good last night.
The one with who did he wrestle yesterday?
Roderick Strong. Roddy Strong.
And his match with Johnny Gargano last week or the week before was really, really good.
I think you told me that when we met up.
Yeah.
Johnny Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I like Johnny Wrestling.
I love Johnny Wrestling.
I like his wife too. That she wrestles. She was in the Battle Royal too.
Young. Yeah.
I did not know that.
She's the super tiny happy blonde.
Yep. She was in the Mae Young.
He was there. He was at the Mae Young. Whenever she was wrestling, he was in the crowd.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it wasn't like
a
secret.
Like Johnny Gargano is one of those few kind of dying breed, just regular baby faces that get over.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like Sami. It's kind of like Sami Zayn was.
It's hard to be the white bread baby face.
Yeah.
Get over. It's really hard to do that.
And I think he I probably won't say best, but I think Johnny Gargano is like dark horse top in the roster at wrestling. Like he is really, really good.
Technical ability.
Yeah.
Who else would you put up there?
AJ.
I feel like Seth Rollins is really good.
Yeah. Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn.
Yeah. A lot of the indie guys.
Yeah. Again, I think Tyler Breeze can be if they let him do it.
Mm-hmm.
That's the hard part. Sometimes for story or whatever reason, you don't get a lot of talent that can show what they can do.
Mm-hmm.
That's depressing. Do you want to talk about? I know you don't, but I'm going to talk about Total Bellas.
Let's go.
I finally caught up. I do love watching Total Divas and Total Bellas. And this was the episode this week because it's way behind reality. Nikki Bella and John Cena got engaged. Well, no, the wrestling storyline.
Yeah, I know.
It was actually really hard to watch when Brian was retired, like on the show, like getting all the behind the scenes with him and Brie, like that. But Nikki Bella and John Cena got engaged, and we had talked about before when it happened, like, oh, she knew this was all staged. This is so silly. And on the show, it really seemed like that was the real proposal. Like, the moms were crying, the sisters were crying, the grandma was crying. Like, it was just like, okay.
John Cena's mom was there. And
yeah. And it was really, like, they did a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff where they were talking and stuff, and Nikki was like, should we move on? Because they were getting interviewed and whatever, and they were just sitting there hugging. And he's like, I don't give a fuck. I love you. And I was like, oh! And it was the one, too, where Brie gave birth to Birdie Joe Danielson. And they did a good job of blurring out things.
That's good.
And yeah. And they really covered, too, with Nikki when she wrestled in WrestleMania. She didn't really do a lot. Like, that was one of the things. Well, you came back, but then you didn't do a lot, and now you're gone again. And in the show, they explained, like, her doctor had she's compressed another one of her spinal whatevers, and she's actually super limited, and he's told her, like, doesn't recommend she continue wrestling. So
oh, really? So
yeah,
done?
She says no, but her doctor's like, he's like, when you're 70, you're, really going to regret the choices you're making.
That's terrible.
Yeah. So, and the one thing I will say, like, about Nikki, like, it really seems like she's not just using wrestling as a stepping stone for her fame or whatever, or to launch a brand or anything like she seems to really love wrestling. And
that's cool.
Yeah, and I can kind of get on board with that.
Yeah, I like her more after watching all the stuff with you.
Sorry, I make you watch that.
No,
I don't really make you. You could go in the other room.
No, I think it's interesting. Like some of the storylines are so fake, but what I really like is all the background stuff they show. And
in an hour-long show, there's probably 40 minutes of show, and then in that 40 minutes of show, there's probably 10 minutes of actual, real like nuggets of gold wrestling info. Right. But I like that.
Yeah, I've watched a couple episodes of Total Divas, and the best part's when John Cena comes on, and they all go up. They go like to the go-kart tracks. They go play.
Oh yeah, that challenge was great.
That was hilarious.
Yeah. He showed up in a different outfit every time.
He showed to play beer pong. He's like, my name's Deke or something like that. I can't remember what he said.
She got
so mad. Was he dressed like a frat guy or something like that?
Yeah.
You can call me the Bird or something.
Yeah, the Bird.
I don't know what it was. Go Birds.
Well,
does that wrap up all of our wrestling of the week?
It does, and we can in the future, if we want, we can add in some sort of topics and stuff. Maybe give some more insights into what we did. Like Jason and I this week actually went to an indie wrestling event locally. Was it AWWL?
Uh,
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, and Joey, you told us about this.
Yes.
How did you hear about it?
One of my buddies' uncle was like the judge or something. I don't know. That's the title they gave him. I know there wasn't any judges down there, but that's the title they gave him. So he had tickets. So.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. How was the show? Did you guys have fun?
We had so much fun. We took our friend Mike, who's in
Mike Peters.
Yes, he's in our fantasy football league. And he heckled people so bad. Like, he heckled the heels so bad. One of the heels yelled directly at him and called him a bald ginger. And we took our son. He had a really great time. And it was really well done, I thought. Like, I had a blast. I want to go again.
The crowd wasn't big, but they were really into it.
Super into it, yeah.
And it was like the same 4 or 5 wrestlers, like recycled in different combinations for every match. But it was like they had good showmanship, and some of the moves and stuff were a little suspect, but it was a lot of fun.
The ref was terrible.
Oh, the ref was out of his mind. And the crowd, they were really giving him the business.
They were. And but there was some storytelling too, like the 3-on-3 matchup had a purpose because things that happened earlier in the evening stuff. So it was, I had a great time.
Did they say when we're leaving, isn't it coming back in November?
November 18th. I want to go back. And Mike Peters is like, I'm going back. I actually
let's do it.
I put some highlights of it up on our YouTube channel. Like, I didn't put any spoilers because they actually did film it for TV, and you can get it on Roku, I guess. Ooh. And so I didn't know if it would be okay to, you know what I mean? Like, I wasn't sure. Like,
I think you're thinking about it more than
I worry about that stuff.
So, on the planet is thinking about it.
So I put a few pictures on our Instagram, and I put like some clips of each match on our YouTube, and it's terribly, terribly, horribly edited. I apologize, but I'm not really good at that stuff. So, but it was fun.
What were the Meltzer ratings on those matches? Yes.
I don't know. I don't know if he's covering it in this week's Observer or next.
Sure.
He's trying to get real local indie stuff going.
I did buy a T-shirt.
Did you?
Yeah.
I did.
I bought a lot of beer.
Yeah, he did. I had to drive home.
Was that a cool new shirt?
Huh?
Your cool new shirt.
Yeah.
Wearing your shirt driving.
No, I have to wash it first. Yeah. So that was awesome. It's just
it was like an AWWL.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I wish I could make it to the Ring of Honor at Mount Pleasant this weekend.
Yeah.
It's a real bummer that I'm not going to be able to go.
It seems really cool show. There's going to be a tournament.
Sounds like it's the inaugural one. There's going to be doing more of them, so it'd be cool if that's a reoccurring thing.
Yeah.
We would be there, but it's like our son's best friend's annual Halloween party that like they always he always goes.
And it's at night.
Yeah, it's their traditional thing. So all right. That's where will be.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense. Something I want to talk about that was planned out for next week. It's wrestling related. Have you guys heard about the Ric Flair 30 for 30?
Yes.
Yep.
That's coming out. I think that comes out, you said November 7th, Joe?
Yeah, November 7th.
Yes. I heard someone had a premiere of it, went to the premiere, and they said it was amazing. So
Yeah, I've heard
looking
really
forward
good
to watching
things.
I heard on Sammy Brand Muffins was talking about it. He didn't give any
Mhm.
spoilers, but I was listening this morning on his podcast.
Yeah, I was too. That's what he said. It was really good.
Yeah, worth the watch. Sure, we'll check that out.
Yeah, totally. I'm excited for it.
All the 30 for 30s are really, really good. So
Yeah.
it'll be a good watch.
I've never seen one.
You never
Just
seen
their-
30 for 30?
Just their ESPN's documentaries. They're really good, though. They do a
Are
really
they
good
always
job.
about wrestlers?
No, they're
Then I don't
always
care.
about sports. Well, the thing that you
I
always
don't
hear
even
from
care.
people watching is I don't even care about the sport they're talking about, but the story is so well done.
Oh yeah. I've watched stuff I never thought I would watch. Just
Yeah.
it's really cool. They have one about the XFL with Vince McMahon.
Oh, that would be
I do. I want to see that one.
You
Yeah.
haven't seen that one yet? That one's
No.
awesome.
I've seen a couple documentaries on the XFL though, so I'm not sure. Maybe I did.
This one's phenomenally done. It's really
Are they as good as like Tour de Pharmacy?
Yeah.
Or what was the other one? 7 Days in Hell.
7 Days in Hell, a classic.
7 Days in
Indubitably.
Hell is one of my top 5 favorite movies of all time.
It's indubitably.
Well, first of all, it's a sports documentary.
Yeah.
It's not a movie.
Excuse me.
Oh, John Cena in the Tour de Pharmacy is so
That is really
fucking
funny.
good. And Dolph Ziggler not Dolph Ziggler, Dolph Lundgren as the older self version is so good.
Cena's like, this is what you look like when you ride a bike every single day.
Jack. They show him doing steroids.
Did he just strip naked and start killing people, like attacking
Yeah.
people?
He got naked.
Or he
That's
threw
fight.
somebody.
He was putting people on their shoulders,
Yeah.
and stuff, like spinning them around and stuff.
Yeah,
I
that
hope they
was-
keep making more of those because those are hilarious.
Yeah. The Nathan for You guy was so good in Tour de Pharmacy.
Yeah.
So I just take all the drugs.
All right. On that note, I think we'll call it a show. We got
That was
one
pretty good.
under our belts.
In the books, we pinned it.
Yeah.
Woo!
Tapped it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have made it this far, wow. Thank you so much for listening. This has been Keeping, I said it wrong. I'm
Oh.
sorry.
Oh.
It's a pun. It's so
All
hard.
right. Cut. We got to start the whole thing over.
Keeping up with wrestling. If you have enjoyed it, subscribe so you don't miss a single thing. And check us out on our website at kippingupwithwrestling.com. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, and all that jazz at Kipping Up. You can watch us record live every Thursday at 8 p.m. if you get started on time. And our YouTube channel. Subscribe.
Next week we'll discuss the topic: who does the best kip up, and why is it Shawn Michaels?
Yes.
How long you been thinking of that joke?
I just thought of it actually.
Wow. Amazing.
If I had thought about it and it was premeditated, I would have stumbled over myself in the first 10 seconds trying to spit it out.
I know
But I
this
would
is
have messed it
funny.
up. I would have been so excited. They gave it up.
Keep up.
You guys like this mess? You can join us throughout the week on our Discord channel where we text about wrestling all damn day. All the links are in our show notes on the site, and you can email us with corrections, feedback, and interview opportunities at contact@kippingupwithwrestling.com. Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Keeping Up with Wrestling. Make sure to subscribe and follow us on YouTube, Tumblr, and Twitter.